Yes. Another Tuesday. Man, the final Tuesday. 2023. 2022. What am I talking about? What's going on, world? Welcome to the last episode of the year of Industry Anxieties, man. That's amazing. Wow. Man, I can't wait for Mont and everybody to come on because I'm all about recapping. I'm all about seeing where it started from initially to how it's grown from here, man. One shout out to the man behind the scenes status who's been continue to help grow this into such an amazing opportunity to be able to talk with some great individuals, to have people really tune in and tap in to things that need to be talked about in the industry, and that's just just being a human. It's having these individuals being seen as human. This is the last week of 2022. Self-reflection is so key when you are and in this last week. Sometimes it can be a gift and a curse. You can look back in 2022 and be like, man, this is a rough year, man. I'm glad it's over. Or you can look at it and be like, man, I've accomplished so much. But either or, we all made it. And some people were not lucky enough to make. They weren't lucky enough to make it. And so if you are sitting here right now, if you're standing right now, if you are breathing right now, give God glory, give everyone glory. On just that you're able to survive, you're able to breathe, you're able to experience life. So, man, I'm about to get my brother Mont on here. Let's see if he's on right now. Let me get my brother on here. I can't wait to tap in with my brother. Let's see, Mont. There we go. Then we got a great guest on here this episode. This man is, when I say he's a go-getter, this man, when I say he is just, a hustler, he's the person that's behind the scenes that makes things work in the music industry. I can't wait for you guys to hear what he has in store and just to hear about his story. My brother Yusuf Muhammad, call him Yui. He should be hopping on in the next couple minutes, man. Those of you guys who are tuned in, this is the final episode of the year for Industry Anxieties. Fonz, a therapist, with my brother Mount Brown. We've come a long way, man. We've had some really good guests from Oskino, Wolf, B. McFly, E. Ness, Rocky, Peter Parker, Black De Niro, A-Town. Some really good individuals, man. So I'm just trying to get my boy Mont on here. Let's see. Boom. But anyway, while we wait for them, I'm gonna ask the audience. I want to ask the people in the audience. What were some highlights for you guys in 2022? Um, what was something you look back in and you were like, man, I really made it through. I know for me, a highlight for me is the birth of my daughter. In October. I was able to, bring into the world. My wife was able to bring into the world a beautiful baby girl, Nora Lynn. So, she's healthy, she's happy, and that's a blessing right now, man. So I can't wait to see what 2023 has in store. You know, okay, my brother Yusuf is about to hop on. Yusuf, we gonna get this show going. There we go. Boom. And the Mont will pop on a little bit. Okay, there's my brother Mont right now. All right, about to tap in. Here we go. Here we go. Yo, brother.
What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up, man?
How you doing, man? How was your Christmas?
It was good, bro. It was good, man. My kids were happy. They they got what they wanted, but more importantly that we'll all be able to kind of hang out and chill and just enjoy the time. I'm all about experiences, man. So we're able to just experience some just good traditions and everything, man. Kept it low key. Whenever I'm on like a vacation situation, I try not to be around too many people because I'm around people all the time. So what about you, bro?
Man, I was chilling, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Simple, bro. Just chilling.
hmm That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Listen, this is the last episode of the year, bro. Who would have
Yeah,
thought, man?
going out with my man Yusuf.
Yeah, yeah. That's my bro, man. And I think we're gonna have a really good conversation, man. He's a wealth of knowledge, and I think a lot of people, haven't really heard him talk and just the stuff that he's done. Like I'm really proud of the things that he's done. So it's gonna be a great conversation.
Yusuf played a major part in my career. So
Really,
yeah, I let him tell the story.
absolutely. He about to hop on right now. And let me see, get him. Let's see, accept. There we go.
My brother.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good brother.
What's up, brothers?
My
Hey,
guy.
appreciate
Man,
you.
I
Appreciate you hopping
apologize
on.
for my tardiness.
Oh, it's just cool, man. Listen. We moved it a little bit later just for you, brother. You know,
I,
we appreciate you just hopping on because I mean, we know that your schedule's crazy. You know what I mean? So one, just you even
kids,
taking time.
kids, kids,
Who you telling, bro? Who you
kids.
telling? I tell you the truth, I was kind of happy that we moved it down a little bit. My daughter wasn't trying to go to sleep, and she's
Bruh,
like, "No, I want daddy." I'm like, "I gotta do this podcast, girl."
Huh.
So
taking care of them is the easiest part. Maneuvering your life around them is the.
yes, yes, that is facts, man. Just
That's the part where I'm like, come on, man.
so listen, for those of you guys who do not know, this brother Yusuf Muhammad, he is, he's been in the industry for a good portion of time. He is the man behind the scenes that make things happen. Just from just a little bit about, you. I know you are, festival creator. He was a manager for a lot of individuals. It's currently Desi Banks right now, who's killing it right now, just
Yeah.
in the scene. And just overall supporter in Philly, man. If you're an artist in Philly, you know Yusuf, and if you're an artist, and even in the tri-state area, you know him. But you're doing everything all over the U.S., man, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm very excited to have this conversation, brother. You know.
No, man, I'm excited to have this conversation as well. It means a lot because both of you, on in different aspects, y'all mean a lot to me. My relationship with Mont, the more that I look back at it, the more I cherish it because it is a very, very special. only the Most High, only God could have made it where we cross each other's paths. You know what I'm saying? I still have the black on black Vans. You know what I'm saying? And when my kids see these Vans and they ask me, Dad, where'd you get these Vans from? It's the reason why I've kept them for so long. But he means a lot to me as just a person, and where I first met him and where he is now, and probably vice versa, and where we come from, the blocks that we were born on is it does there's no there's no logical explanation for me to have worked festivals, got into entertainment, done all these things. And I tell this story at the time. Mine is like, yo, I'm throwing a festival for my block. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, yo, of course I'm going to support you. You know what I'm saying? We know each other from a totally different space. And I show up and it's the block that I literally was like born and raised on.
Wow. Wow.
So before that,
Crazy.
Yusuf was like, honestly, Yusuf paved the way. He paved the way in a lot of spaces.
Wow.
But when I came off tour with Meek and Chucky, I went to Yusuf. I'm like, yo, man, like, trying to throw this festival or this. and I said, let me get on your show. Yusuf was like, nah, do what you know. I said, bet. So he had, I think it was DMX or Cameron.
Yeah.
He had a show at the TLA. I went down the street at Corsa, and I put 30 artists on it. Yusuf called me like, bro, you just did this on the same day as my event. I had to get your attention, bro. I had to get your attention, bro. And ever since that day,
I had to walk down the street. I left the TLA because I was at the TLA and everybody telling me like, yo, up the street though. I'm like, yo, I got a major artist here tonight. And they're like, no, but up the street is crazy. The cars couldn't even get down the street. I'm like, I'm riding past it. Like, I'm like, who the fuck? So I actually had to leave my event to go back down the street just to salute him, just to see what he was doing, because it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was absolutely
By the
beautiful.
way, we talking about Tierra Whack,
Yep.
Raiders,
Very early.
Sean Smith,
Yep.
PJ Adams that played OG in the Wu-Tang.
Yep.
This is that. Chill Moody.
Very early.
Yeah.
Wow.
Early.
That's crazy.
So we have a unique bond and a unique story. And I think the biggest thing is that we both are from 55th and Chester Avenue. And I tell people all the time, there was a show I used to watch back in the day. I used to just catch it sometimes. It was on it used to come on the IFC channel. It was called Iconoclast. And Iconoclast is this idea that time puts human beings in a space at the same exact time, right? For a reason. Like if you look back, Busta Rhymes and Hove went to the same high school.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the odds that Busta and Hove is in the same high school? That means these niggas were seeing each other, dapping up. Like, yeah, man, I wish you the best in your career. I wish you the best in your
crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
you know what
crazy.
I'm saying? So for me to be from 55th and Chester and to have done the things that I've done, and Biggie went to the same high school too. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. And
for Mont to have the career that he has, and people don't even know that we have like this. You know, it's one of those things that's just it's mind blowing. It's beautiful. When my sons get older and they want to know how to get into the industry, I'm sending them to the School of Mont.
Oh,
okay.
But
that's what I'm doing.
The crazy thing is like, man, is like,
because he got it. He did it.
Yeah.
What Mont he did it. He did when I saw him do that event, I told him, I said, yo, you're bigger than an artist. You literally, like, I was like, yo, the talent that's in this room is not the normal. Like, of course, people were throwing showcases, but I'm like, the reason why so many people even came to that, besides it just being a Mont Brown event, was that all these different neighborhoods in Philadelphia and the people that they supported, I'm talking about the people that they really supported, that everybody in the hood was like, yo, that person is going to make it. They all showed up for him. For him to now be working in the field that he's in, it was just meant to be. From where I met him in the very beginning to him being an artist who was already a CEO and manager and already had, you know, I'm like, who's managing y'all? Me. I'm like, all right, well, who's doing the deals at the venue? Me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm forever proud of mine. I hate to go on that long rant, but I am a fan of this brother. I'm really proud, and I study him and I watch him, and I'm just inspired by the things that he does.
Vice versa, though. I think it's the same as that thing. If it wasn't for Yusuf, it probably wouldn't be no Kickback Festival. So it would, like, Yusuf helped me through a lot without even saying anything, because I watched the moves he made. Like, Yusuf really, like, for my generation, Yusuf is the godfather for the whole wave. Me, the Moody's, Yusuf made it possible for all of us at the broccoli.
Yeah.
The Yusuf, TLA, the old spaghetti warehouse. Yusuf at a young age kicked the door down for me and Chill Moody, just everybody to come in, bro. If it wasn't for Yusuf, a lot of this shit wouldn't have been happening. Yusuf, like, he the godfather of that generation for real, bro. That's a fact.
Wow.
Fact.
Flowers, brother. Flowers, man.
Man.
You deserve your
There's no
flowers,
getting
man.
around
Yeah.
it. I don't like. There's no getting around that. Yusuf did what he did, bro, and we was all so young, bro. We was
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
To be 36 now, when I look back at that time in Philadelphia, the Renaissance, even I mean, the bridges that we built between Philadelphia and New York, you know, and Delaware and Jersey and
Atlanta, bro. Don't forget Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
It was you. It was you, bro. It was like before
Yes.
Philly, before me, before the Moody's, Yusuf literally gave us his blueprint, bro. And never hit the plug from nobody. So
yeah.
I have
Facts.
I gotta pay it forward. And I'm always say Yusuf is part of my career. Always.
Yeah.
Wow.
I that means a lot coming from you, brother, man. That means a lot. You know, I'm thankful and grateful for the spaces that I've been blessed to be in. And the growth, you know, as we even talk about, you know, mental health and how to deal and how to learn. I remember I used to take, you know, there's a calmness that I learned in the business. I got that from Mott, right? As intense as I was with the event and making sure that it had to be a success, right? Mott always had an energy of, I don't think I ever saw him upset. I don't think I ever saw, like, Mott was one of those guys, like, there was a lot of artists that, you know, there were certain artists that you couldn't just go to and be like, yeah, man, it was a bad night. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Mott would absolutely understand and be like, no, it's good. He was the type that he would pay them out of his pocket and be like, yo, pay me back.
Wow.
I'll take care of my crew. You just pay me back. Keeping my name good.
That's,
you know what I'm saying? Like, keeping my name good, making sure that, you know, there was sometimes at the piano bar that shit we didn't make.
Yeah.
What we wanted to make, you know what I'm saying? And him being a hustler, him just being a mover, he would step in and he would, you know, he was probably one of the, I learned those, you have to think, like, we went from him asking me to be on a show to us throwing a show together.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember, you know, just the like I said, from the mental health aspect, he was just huge in that. And I don't think we think about that enough. I don't think enough black men that we talk about or think about, like, that homie that you have around you that can keep you level-headed. You know what I'm saying? And that was really what he was for me. You know what I'm saying? He was a person that none of this is more important than, like, real life and the real other shit we got going on outside of this. So it ain't no need to trip. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's a success or not, just always think. I don't even think I ever saw him, like, get hype, like, over a win. Like, he just was like, man, that's what's up. All right, what are we doing next?
Performing outside of that.
Outside of that. You know what I mean? So I just think, I think about that a lot, you know. And listen, I tell everybody, man, he done got me out of some situations. He's absolutely somebody that, you know, was an ally and saw the best in me, you know, even when I was making, you know, if I made a mistake or if I didn't understand the way certain things moved in certain areas, he would always put me to the side and, hey, man, you probably should do this way. You know what I'm saying? So I genuinely appreciate that.
Oh, you my brother.
So brother, so what got you started into the spaces entertainment industry? Like, you know, how did that start?
So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy because you don't think about it until you get older. And this is probably one of the reasons why I'm so intentional with my sons. Yeah. My father, who also, you know, he passed away in the last 2 years, but he's like a OG in Southwest. Like, people, like, know my dad, you know what I'm saying? Sabor. Like, they did a whole mural thing and, like, put him, like, put his photo up. Like, they did a whole, like, he was known as, like, the mathematician. Like, that was my dad, you know what I'm saying, in the hood. Wow. And he was a very knowledge-driven person, street dude, but, you know, was very, like, you know, education is the key to getting through. His first company that he had is an old school company. A lot of people don't remember this, but it was called Georgie Woods Potato Chips in Philadelphia. My dad was the owner of Georgie Woods Potato Chips. If anybody know who Georgie Woods is one of the OG music promoters in Philadelphia's history. If you Google Georgie Woods, he was one of them. He was like, I think he might have been like a radio personality, but he used to be like, I feel like he even like brought like Stevie Wonder to like Philly, like Marvin Gaye to Philly. Like he was one of them type of dudes. And this was somebody that my dad was in business with. So growing up, I used to see that all the time. Growing up, my mom used to always take me to the Dell. You know what I'm saying? And I would see live music from a very young age. Growing up, there's a photo that's like in my family that we like honor, you know, with everything. But it's a photo of Phyllis Hyman holding me.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Very young.
Wow.
Very young. There's a photo of me and George Foreman. Very young, I meet Muhammad Ali. And there's a home video of me meeting Muhammad Ali at like 8 years old.
Wow.
I say all that to say that like growing up in life, my aunt is Ladybug Mecca from Indignable Planets. You know what I'm saying? And so I just grew up around music, you know what I mean? And so, you know, going through the life that I had, what really made it click for me was in college, I threw an event called Whose Art Is This Anyway? And when I put the event up and I put it out, and this is actually something I'm thinking about doing, is like figuring out a way to bottle that creating out of thin air energy. And so people can like apply it, you know what I'm saying? Like to their lives, like where you can activate anything. But I basically activated the art at my school, and the first show had 250 people. The second show had 600 people. The third show had 3,000 RSVPs back when 3,000 RSVPs on Facebook meant 3,000 niggas was about to show up. And the school shut it down.
What?
The school shut it down. They said, this is too many RSVPs. You cannot do the event here. I went on my Facebook. I said, y'all, the school just shut down my event. I need to find a new venue. My boy said, yo, I got to hook up at the Blockley. The rest of my career is from me putting up that one status on Facebook.
Wow.
The rest of my entire, if they would not have shut down that event at the Art Institute, I don't even know if I end up doing shows at the Blockley.
It's crazy, bro. The history, the people that touched that stage. How many people did that hold?
The Blockley on a good day, we stuffed thousands in that motherfucker one time. Unfortunately,
I saw that going out before.
Legally, it was supposed to hold 500, 600.
Oh, we definitely had thousands.
Yeah,
like that was like of our generation. That I wasn't there for the Black Lily, but that was our Black Lily.
Big Crit, Cameron,
Dom
Kennedy, DMX, Music Soul Child, Bilal, Adam Blackstone, DJ Active, DJ Damage, Mont, Abstract Thought, A Boogie, all these guys that are like, it was just Chill Moody, like it was a time in Philadelphia and a spot in Philly that, yeah, I wish we would have recorded more of it. I wish we would have documented more of it.
Gotta do the documentary for that, man. Like,
yeah,
that was the time. It was just, man, you had to be there.
Yeah.
And then I think the best part was the let out when everybody just outside, good energy. We stand there like 2 a.m. just talking. That was a beautiful time in the city, bro.
It's something that I think about, that level of energy where all those different neighborhoods were all together and we would just all build. You just don't see that no more in our city. And it was just when I look back at that time, I know people always be like, man, you should go back, but I'm like, nah, man, I don't think y'all understood. Like, we were really selling out major venues with just local talent. We didn't have no headliners.
We saying all these names, nigga. Pink Sweats used to be there. He wasn't even an artist.
Crazy.
He just used to be there. Pink Sweats.
Wow.
Used to, bro.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Sierra Black used to be there. Our boy that ended up on Empire.
Yes.
Yaz
Yeah.
used to he used to just be around.
Mm.
Go
Uzi,
Moral.
Go Morrow. Like these are all these kids that are like doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I remember Gilly coming onto the stage, bringing him onto the stage at the TLA. This is when he was an artist.
Wow.
I remember Ma is the one that introduced me to Wallow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
I forgot
That's
about that.
My man's just got out. He's moving around. He's trying to do stuff. I would love to introduce y'all. I'm like, yeah, bet.
look at that.
Crazy. I forgot all about that.
That's something that needs to be remembered and everything, because sometimes moments like that get forgotten just from all the experiences that's happening. You know what I mean? So it's good that you can bring that up, because sometimes we forget about just some of these great moments that we've had.
I think the
Yeah.
thing about it is, though, it was so innocent because it was no ego, no pride, because we didn't know. We literally just was making fucking music. Like nobody knew anything. Yusuf wasn't at a label. Well, we was all struggling and we was all trying to figure this shit out, bro.
It was creativity, youth, and finding your purpose on purpose that was driving. Literally, it was so crazy when you think about it, because we all equally would pour into each other.
Yeah.
Like it was like the artists wanted to sell tickets to make sure the show was a success.
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold up. Fucking Armani White, bro.
Wow.
Armani White, bro.
The first time I met Armani White said one of the first concerts I ever went to in my life was a veteran freshman show.
Yeah.
Wow. He was like, do you remember I walked up to you? I was a kid. I was like 16, 17 years old. And I just was telling you, like, thank you for putting this concert on. He went to a Little Dicky show that I did. This is back when there was an artist named Little. It wasn't even Little Dicky. It was another artist. It was some other like obscure artist from like the internet. It might not even been Little Dicky, but it was a show that he went to.
It was Little Dicky.
And he was like, after the show, he found me and was like, yo, and that's how he remembers me.
Wow. How does, like, thinking back about that, like, how does that even feel? Like, man, like, you guys seen a lot of these artists and individuals when they were just starting out, and a lot of these people have really bloomed and blossomed. And sometimes you guys played a part in that type of blossom. How does that feel? Like, man, like this is my calling. This is what I was born to do and meant to do.
It definitely drove me into management. I think about, again, being one of the first people telling me that I could be a manager.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? Telling me that. Like, and I was like, man, nah. You know what I'm saying? He knew how I used to be. I'm like, man, nah, I ain't managing no artist, man. I used to always be like, no, I can't. I didn't feel that I was comfortable enough being responsible for the success of an artist, or a talent's career at that time. And now, the proof, I mean, to me is like, it's in like all the acts that I've touched, we've done incredible shit.
Let's name them out. Who are some of the artists you've managed? For some people who don't even know that.
Yeah. Well, the first artist that I released, I dibbled and dabbled until I finally kind of landed on my feet. And the first person who wouldn't take no for an answer was a visual artist by the name of Distorted. Who has when I see her career, she to me is always the on the base level of an example of two people creatives, and you can just skyrocket out of here. You know what I'm saying? And
wow.
And so she was the first, and it opened up a lot of doors, which ended up leading me to.
Before you go forward, this what I mean by Yusuf, right? He's always ahead of the curve. So niggas wasn't. So I said, yo, you should manage, and then he was like, nah. but then he bounced back and managing like a artist. So it's like niggas wasn't even on that wave yet. You feel
Facts. Wow.
what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like Yusuf studying me, I'm studying him. So it's like
We
he
did a
always
15 city tour.
crazy.
We was partnering with festivals. We were partnering with, matter of fact, we had a, right when we had our separation, we had a deal on the table with 10 Deep at the time. And 10 Deep at the time was 10 motherfucking, I mean, they were
Wow.
they were
That's
huge, but
crazy.
we had a deal on the table with 10 Deep. We had a deal on the table with 10 Deep. Right when we separated, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, that was my first, you know, she was the first person that I managed, and to just see her blossom and to see, you know, to see it just continue to build was just such a beautiful thing. And I think me keeping that energy and me not keeping the energy of being like, you know, bitter or upset or anything like that, but just being like, yo, we parted ways, we did what we did, I'm gonna move on to the next. And, you know, meeting, you know, and ended up, you know, working with through a series of different relationships, but I ended up, you know, managing Puff's son for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I had Christian Combs with me from 17 to 19. I was his day-to-day manager, and I was with him. I was by his side, and I'm forever proud of him. You know, I have a clip of him being a guest performer for Nipsey Hussle.
Wow.
You know, wherever he goes in his career, I always will have that video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have clips from his first ever tour. We toured with Fresh Empire. You know what I'm saying? Like his first ever tour, the first time he ever toured, you know, multiple cities, and I was on the road with him, and he was missing flights, and we were we was turning out restaurants and tearing up, you know, hotels. And then from there, after managing him, and I have all those lessons of my time close to Puff and being close to his people and learning from that and seeing what that level of success was. And Puff putting me on his Instagram and destroying my phone. I mean, I don't think I ever received that many text messages in my life. He threw me up on his Instagram, you know. But those were moments that, you know, they meant a lot to me in my career. And rest in peace to Kim Porter, because she was the one that, you know, actually brought me in. She was the one that gave me the blessing to manage her son. Was Kim Porter. You know what I mean? We were the ones that actually she was the one that took me to Puff and was like, he should be with Christian. You know what I mean? And that was just a beautiful journey while I was with them for 2 years. And then I went to Jadena, and that opened me up to Africa and all the things that were happening there. And now what's so funny is Jadena was early, and he was one of the key members of making this journey to Africa popular that you're seeing now.
Yeah.
And I was actually right beside him, you know, as that was going on. And now you see a Meek Mill, you know, when people ask him, what is he doing for New Year's? He like, I'm going to Ghana. You ain't get the memo? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know Meek Mill. No. Not Dreams and Nightmares. I'm talking about, I know Meek I'm talking about in Philly when like the city was behind him and the mixtapes was hitting the street. You know what I'm saying? Like the Joey Jihad era, like that era back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Meek that I know. So to see him and to see where his mind is, you know what I mean? And to see how he's grown, and he's like, yo, we're going to Africa. I know what that does to the hood. You know what I'm saying? I know them seeing that, like, yo, we really living in a time right now where we're watching our peers just be like, yep, I'm going to go vacation in Africa right now. Like, I'm just going to go back. I'm going back to the continent.
That's
it's crazy,
needed, man.
You know? And now, you know, long-winded, but now, you know, I manage Desi, and now I'm in comedy, which is a field that, you know, I've always loved and appreciated. And, you know, I wish I could say on here how far we've taken it. You know what I'm saying? But it's next year is going to be, we got some things that are coming next year that I'm still in disbelief that I was able to help this young man that I've been seeing, you know, on my timeline for 10 years. And through a series of relationships, we're now, you know, his manager is from Philly. So whenever people see Desi doing all these incredible things, when he's doing movies, and when we get to this, you've never seen Kevin Hart do a skit.
That's facts. Yeah. Yeah.
You've never seen Kevin Hart do a skit. He does a skit, and that's Philly right there.
Wow.
That's Philly.
That's crazy. Like
That's
sometimes,
Southwest Philly.
do you take a moment and kind of just, because I know a lot of times the gift and the curse of being of ambition, we just go, and sometimes you take a moment and be like, man, like I'm at this moment, like let me take a second and just breathe it in, because a lot of times, we forget we're in a mix until people either remind us or something clicks. But like sometimes we just need that time to be like, yo, like I'm really managing these individuals. I'm really knowing these, like I'm really living my dream and what I manifested. You ever take that moment?
There's a 3-part answer to that question. I'm sorry, but
Mm-hmm.
but the first is I look at my peers.
Yeah,
Bro, you know me, man. I think we've had enough personal conversations where you know how emotional I get about my peer group. You know what I mean? Like, I really cannot express, like, when I tell everybody all the time, I'm like, if you ever get a chance, just look back at our text messages and just kind of look over the last years, or through the pandemic or whatever. I was very intentional about just giving people their flowers and just telling them how proud I was of them, and just letting them know, like, I really saw that for what it was. It was an immediate stop to all that momentum that all of us had. So a lot of people didn't make it through that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people did not make it on this other side where we about to be in 2023 this weekend. A lot of people did not. It was a devastating, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost like when crack hit the street, like, you know what I'm saying? It stopped everything. Niggas lost relationships, momentum, but for a lot of people, it shifted them. And that's why I said I'm even more proud of who my peers are now. The second part is my son. I have babies. I have my son. I have my daughter. I have children now. You know what I'm saying? And I now think about, when I show them a picture of me next to, like, an artist, they just be like, "That's Dada." Like, they have zero context. I'm like, no, that's DMX right there. Like, that's.
man.
I'm like, that's Juicy J. They're like, oh yeah, J, Juicy. Like, they have no, you know what I mean? So that just humbles you, and it just makes you proud of those experiences. And I can't wait for them to, kind of find out, who their dad is or was, and the things that I've done. But the last part is, I'm really at a space, to kind of piggyback off of what Mon said earlier, where I feel like I have enough wisdom now where I can teach this to people. Like, I've been so hesitant because in my and a lot of other folks around me are the reasons for that. A lot of the conversations that we used to have back when we used to be, like, doing events was around ethics. It was like a code. It was like, you didn't have artists sell tickets and then you don't try to figure out a way to pay them.
Yeah.
You didn't take payola. Like, payola was like beneath, like, we just was not fucking with it. We were just like, no, like, you can't pay to play on our stages. No. If we fucking with you, we're gonna pay you to be on our stages. It was just like a code of ethics. So I think because of that code, I just tried to carry that into business, and I never wanted to sell people something that I didn't believe would actually, like, shift and change the way they view life. And I really believe that this special skill of being able to take, an iron, and I can turn that iron and create an activation around irons where everybody goes and irons their clothes together, and we have an iron off or some shit. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I can take a book and I can create an activation from it like that. That doesn't happen without the training that I received in the beginning. That doesn't happen without the lessons that I learned from, Montz and the different folks that I partnered with, back in the day. So those are constant reminders for me of the things that, that I've done and that I've achieved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that just come from you, though, bro. I think you just set the bar and you had the platform. I think when I came along, I put my twist on it, but it was still the same morals, and we kept everything intact, them principles. Because I learned all that shit from you, bro. It's like, no, we're not, bro. Like they can't go, niggas can't pay us. We're not. We'll pay them, but we're not, because then it become easy. Yo, let me give you 500. I can perform. No,
Yeah.
no, and it was like our thing. It was like if you knew, you knew.
Mm.
It was special, bro. I wish we can go back to that time, bro. It was
Mm.
so special. No radio.
No
It was
radio.
just us, bro.
I always think about, I'm like, damn, yo, if we would have had the radio plug back then, we really would have been out of here.
But I don't think the world was. It wasn't time.
No.
It wasn't that, bro. We was underground, bro.
Yeah. But it was underground, overground, because we were known in different places. We was known in Miami. We was
That's a
known in
fact.
Atlanta.
That's a
Niggas
fact.
in Dallas knew us. We was known in DC. It was spreading. It was like when we went to New York, it wasn't like they didn't know who we was. It was like, oh, there's some dudes from Philly that be doing that shit down there. It had gotten to a point where people from other cities, before they would come to your city, they would check in. They hit the curators in that city.
Fact.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now for trying to create an experience like that, like the events and the festivals, I know there got to be a lot of stress to that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of times people don't know it, or they don't like feel or respect it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, they forget that putting something together, that's man, that is, sometimes it takes magic, sometimes it takes hard work. So can you just kind of even let them know about how is that process of even putting together an event or a festival, like how do you deal with that stress, how do you deal with making it happen?
There's a saying in management: you are the last to be thanked and the first to be blamed.
Facts.
Wow.
It's similar to throwing an event, right? The first thing is that what I try to explain to people, it's your event. You are the person that came up with the concept and the idea, or whoever is involved. So your gamble is way higher than anyone else that's coming. There was a point where people used to say, there's regular Yusuf. There's regular Yusuf, who's my homie. I can pull up on him. We laughing, we joking, we having a good time. And then there's this psychopath Yusuf that is working the event.
It's Yui. It's Yui.
Yui.
That's the
Yui stay busy.
Yui. That's who the festival guy is. Yui. Two different people completely.
Where while you're talking to me about the guest list, right? While you're having a conversation with me about, yo, my name is not on the guest list, or you're texting me asking me for something, I'm thinking about the box office. I'm thinking about the wristbands. I'm thinking about the people that's trying to sneak in backstage. I'm thinking about security. I'm thinking about if they smoke too much weed, the fire marshal is going to say something. I'm thinking about making sure that these permits that we got are good. I'm thinking about the profit. I'm thinking about the artist guest list and their arrival times. I'm thinking about, is the stage running on time? Because if the stage is running on time, if the stage is not running on time, the people in the audience could get mad. And I don't think you want to see what happens when you have an audience of 2,000 people that are, and the headliner is 2.5 or 3 hours late. Let me tell you what that let out is like. I'm thinking about the bar.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the security in the bar and making sure that they're watching everybody's IDs so nobody under 18 is getting in there and shut my whole fucking event down. I'm thinking about the niggas that's trying to sneak weapons in. I'm thinking about making sure no fights break out between the artist camps. I'm thinking about making sure I got water in the back so that everybody is good. So my artists are in a good mood, because if they don't have their riders and they don't have what they need, them niggas is about to be in an attitude, and you don't want you don't want a backstage full of 20 niggas. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about the sound guy and why my microphone sounds like this after I'm paying you this much money. I'm thinking about the light guy and making sure that they own their cues. I'm thinking about the changeover between artists. I'm thinking about all of those things in unison while most people are there to have fun, you know, and enjoy themselves. And I think there's a certain level of insanity to even have that type of checklist. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of detachedness from what's happening to be able to like manage and monitor all those things going on at one time. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what used to bring so much stress on me. You know what I'm saying? And where I got to now is just the reality of systems. And you don't have those systems unless you have the experience. You know, that's really what it is. You learn those systems by doing it wrong.
That's facts.
And I think like them, right? And this is a crazy story. A lot of so it wasn't no Instagram. So people never seen what Yusuf looked like. It was just like the name, like Yusuf. Like, so I would take a picture with him. He'd be like, dog, don't post it. So this how I knew, the movement. Shout out to Suzanne Christine, because she definitely was a part of that movement.
Oh my God, a legend during that time. Suzanne selling out venues. I mean, you knew if you had Suzanne on your show, first of all, she was gonna make you cry from singing.
Sue that. For sure, bro. But I was saying, I knew when we was getting to a certain level, like now Philly is like everybody tapping in with us. I went to Wawa. It's like 2 in the morning. So I see like 20 dudes in there. So I go in there, and it's AR head.
I tell you the story.
He like, wow, what's up, bro? I was like, he said, damn, you ain't gonna put me on them shows? I said, what you about? He said, man, who Yusuf?
You had AR looking for you?
He said, tell Yusuf he gotta come see me.
Yo,
wow.
When I got that call, when Mon called me and said, yo, man, hey yo, I'm just making you aware.
The AR app is looking for you.
I'm just making you aware, but it had gotten to that level, you know, and it's funny now that I really do think about it. I was kind of like, because I remember I used to stand at the door and thank people for coming to the show, and they didn't know who I was.
Yeah,
they would have no idea that I had just threw the event.
Wow. So how did you like that? Because that kind of helped you just be able to kind of have some anonymity, or like, well, how do you feel about that? People didn't really know your face, but they knew your name.
I preferred that they knew me through the success. I think that's what it was. Like,
facts.
Everybody who was a branch in that space, they all went on to do amazing things. And every relationship that I had, I always would alley-oop. It was never a time, unless they was really wilding, it was never a time where they would ask me, I appreciate those words, Suzanne. I really do. That's real love, to see that. That means a lot, you know. But there was never a time that I didn't just pass off a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There was never a time that I didn't do that. So I was actually one of the few that was in the city. I was working with Live Nation and AEG.
Oh wow.
You know, I had people didn't know that the truck was ran by one crew, the TLA was run by one crew. We would do shows at both in the same week.
Wow.
So that's what you have gave us the game, because we fresh off the block, bro. We don't know nothing. We don't know about sponsorship packages, brand management. We don't know nothing. I don't know nothing, bro. I mean, you know what? Let me take it back. I knew because I was on the road, but Yusuf, like, people was telling me, you got to get with Yusuf. That's why I pulled up on him, like, damn, bro. But Yusuf knew the game, though, like, really. And if it wasn't for him, a lot of this shit, we wouldn't have seen Suzanne perform. No Bino, no Chill. It wouldn't have been these. Yusuf was going in with, with those folks to get the buildings for us.
Wow.
We had nobody else to do it, bro. And this is a fact. Yusuf showed me how to get sponsorship money. It's a fact, bro.
Man,
you can't make it up.
Man.
Bro, I mean that's an amazing thing, like just to be able to give that knowledge out, man. And I'm a big believer that a candle doesn't lose its flame by lighting another candle. You know what I mean? I think you've shown that, time and time again, brother. And we're here to give you your flowers, bro. Because
nah, I'm at a lot. Mott knows what he knows what he means to me, and recently I've been trying to get into the he knows I've been almost like hard-headed about my way that I get into the music industry. There's been opportunities, but I've been hard-headed about he knows, like I have a certain set of just how I operate that I can't go over it. And Mott has literally sat me in rooms and was like, this is all you bro, you said you want to get in, this is all you got to do. This is all you have to do. I'm gonna literally hand it to you. But respected when I would say to him, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could really I don't know if this works. But he's I'm talking about artists. I mean, Mott is one of those guys. He's one of those guys that literally will say, like, he will literally put the success in front of you. Just recently, I got a call from a record label, and they asked me to build out a whole division.
Really? Wow. And
it was funny because I haven't had the full conversation yet. So, mine is on my brain. The Tunji's on my brain. Like all these guys, you kind of, I'm that type of person. Like they're on my brain and I have it in my brain to talk to them. But I say it from a perspective of like, for any of us or for all of us that are like creating and doing these spaces, like the more that you create and the more you just, the more that you can become a person that people, want to work with, want to collaborate with, and you have, my flowers are in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I really was telling somebody, I'm like, yo, there's no way that I could ever not have an avenue to create all of they're all A&Rs, presidents, to fucking everybody. They're directors, they own venues. There would never be a time where I would be without a executive level relationship. And those are the flowers. I worked with them. I learned from them. I believe that if push came to shove, if it ever came down to it, I'm like, yo, I got to feed my kids. They'd be like, all right, I got something for you.
That's facts.
That's tomorrow. Yeah, easy. Right now, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop everything you're doing. You come with me. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. I appreciate that in all aspects. Even with you, Fonz. Like, if any of my children ever want to get into psychology, if anyone, that's how I view the flowers. You know what I'm saying? If any of my kids want to sing, you don't think I'm going to hit up Suzanne? You don't think that's going to be one of the first people? You know what I'm saying? You don't think if my son be like, yo, I want to be an MC, and I'd be like, you know what? You could be an MC or you could be a CEO. I'm going to introduce you to somebody.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And that networking piece is so important. And also the important piece is, how, your name in people's mouth. You know what I mean? A lot of times, I know when people say your name, there's very few people that it's a negative, with that. Of course, everyone's a bad guy.
Everybody, yeah.
You know what I mean? But the
been a little aggressive.
Shout out to Bino, man. Shout out to my boy.
Shout out to Bino.
Shout
out to Stella. Stella's in the room, man. Oh my God, so much love in here, man. DJ Ambush, Ambush, damn easy. I go to a poetry event. I'm a photographer. He's the DJ. He's setting up. I just walk over to him. Yo, what's up? Like, what do you, I would love to learn more about what you do. I would love to learn. And so many people would just give that game. Bino. I met Bino, yo, the first time I met Bino, we had beef.
What happened? What happened with that?
The first,
Uh,
yo,
yeah.
this shit is crazy. Like me and Bino, we had two friend groups that got into it, and me being loyal and him being loyal, I'm like, yo, I got these hands for you. He like, yo, I got these hands for you, nigga. Like, what's up? and so we didn't fight, but every time we see each other in the city, it was like Peter versus the chicken. Like we'd just stare at each other off.
Funny.
Y'all see how Tupac was Bishop on that elevator? That's how me and Bino used to be looking at each other. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Oh man.
Like anytime, no matter where it was on site. If it was at, no matter where it was at 15th Street, no matter where it was, we were shooting the fade 100%. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up working together and being the best of friends. And there's been many nights where I was passed out drunk on the damn floor, and Bino's helped me, have a good time, and just he's been a part of events, and we've done so many incredible shows together, and he's just a lifetime, brother in that space. But it's just crazy that, I mean, you want to talk about how, when they say black men should come together, like me and Bino, our friendship is the perfect example of that, because we definitely, we was going to shoot the five anytime we saw each other.
So brother, you do so many things. Like you're very busy. You try to find a balance with everything. I mean, obviously self-care is an important piece. What's your self-care? What do you do to kind of get yourself recalibrated?
So, believe it or not, at this age of my career, or at this stage of my career, Desi Banks is the one that taught me the most about self-care. Atlanta dudes they're just different. They're just a different breed of hustler. Like Mont he's probably like the most Atlanta type dude that I know that is from Philly, though, if that makes sense. Like that makes sense. Like, and what I mean by that is because we grew up in the North, right? We grew up in the concrete. It's really the concrete jungle, for real. Like for real. Like when I meet people and they be like, yeah, man, I have best friends that I've had for 30 years or 20 years. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like my best friend was murdered. Like when people be like, yeah, my pops or whatever, my uncle or whatever, yeah, my pops was like shot or whatever. Like you just be thinking like, damn, like in the South though, niggas, my granddad passed down this land. Niggas is seeing excuse my language, these boys are seeing $1 million by 15, 16, 17 years old, just off the family alone. And we're not talking about, these are like super rich people. We're talking about, it's just it's a different type of hustle that these guys have in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different type of hustle. So with that, naturally comes a different level of stress. Desi picked up his phone in 2012, and in 2022, he's doing a skit with Kevin Hart. So just check that pendulum in 10 years, He has a thing. He's only home for 72 hours out of the week. He's on the road every single weekend. He toured 50 cities this last year. He was on the road every single weekend, damn near, of the entire year, doing stand-up comedy. He leaves on Friday. He does 6 shows from Friday to Sunday. On Monday, he comes home. He does a workout. I'm just telling this routine because this is something that I learned. My man works out. He gets his nails done, gets his toes done, goes his haircut, gets a massage, goes to the sauna on Tuesday. It's a whole self-care to realign himself to go into the next week. It immediately clicked for me. I said, I have to do this now. So now that's what I do. Every other week I get a massage. Now I'm finally getting the nails done. I'm getting them done professionally now. It's just something that feels good about going in there and just getting yourself all done up and feeling good. I get the facials. I do the sauna. I do the workouts with my son. It's hilarious. You see him. My whole goal now is 100 push-ups a day. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I get to about, what'd you say?
Let's go.
Let's go. Sometimes I get to 10. And sometimes I get
So mine's is right now.
100.
I'm at 860 right now, bro. Every day,
Wow.
A day?
every day, bro. Every
That's what's up.
Wow.
so the schedule that Desi put itself on, I put myself on not the same, but a similar schedule,
Similar
and
schedule.
that's
Mm-hmm.
so important because once I figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
and I got this from Kobe, maybe like 6 months ago, it was time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is it over here? It's about to be 8 o'clock. I'm in the bed by 8:30 every day, and I'm waking
Come on,
up.
man.
You feel what
Come
I'm
on,
saying?
man.
Once you conquer the time,
Mhm.
That's facts.
And living on the West Coast is a cheat code. It's a cheat code. Our days are way longer than on the East Coast because that 3 hour gap. It's just a gift. It's a cheat code. By 12 o'clock, all my work is done on the East Coast.
true, yeah.
That's fact.
So
Yeah. I
and
think
Jadena by
Mhm.
far. Jadena taught me about. He actually taught me the power of sense, the healing power of sense. That for us, that when you're growing up in the hood and you're just growing up around tires burning and goddamn, it just you know that it just is. But learning that, creating that space of sense, how important that is. Taking time, to be honest, like I do walks with my son or in our pup. I leave my phone in the house. Or I put my phone on airplane mode throughout the whole walk.
That's so important.
Being more present can help with your self-care and your mental health more than we just have. And we come from a generation where we were just more focused. You know what I'm saying? We just were. I'm sorry. Like I get when young 20-year-olds be asking me questions, I try my best not to get offended, but then I have to think back to like the generation before us. They used to get offended.
That's facts. But that's so important. Like I try to push self-care so much for people because a lot of times we can run ourselves into the dirt, you know what I mean? And one of the main things for self-care is, boundaries and saying no. Especially for people who who are busy and who are out there. A lot of times people reach out so much and sometimes we don't, want to say no. And this actually brings something to me, because every single week, Mont knows this. My goal is by the end of this to be, the first therapist signed to Columbia Records. You know what I mean? Mont's gonna help me with that, right? And I do a therapy to bar of the week, and this one
Black Ice. You should look up like the Black Ices, like those people that took it from poetry and took it all the way to having like record deals. Because you even saying that needs to happen.
Bro, listen. So
like I did a tweet where I said sometimes these rappers be rapping shit that's so crazy that if I was like the label head, I would just have a therapist waiting outside the booth and be like, "Yo, you need a hug?"
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm ready for it.
Yo, just give me a hug. No, son. The shit you just said in there, yo, give me a hug, bro.
That's what people need.
Yeah.
Give me a hug, bro. Yo, we need no more recording. No more recording tonight. Let's just talk, bro.
Yep. So what my therapy to bar of the week is self-care. Self-care looks selfish only to those who only value you when you're selfless. I'm gonna say this again. Self-care looks selfish only to those who only value you when you're selfless. So what that means is it's okay to say no. It's okay to be like, nah, I'm cool right now without feeling guilty. Because if the person that you're saying no to feels upset, offended, or cuts it off with you, then that's probably a good thing for you, because you need people who value your energy in your circle. You need people that's not going to just be draining you every single moment, and there's not reciprocity. So a lot of times we try to just do, say yes to everybody, do whatever we can for everybody, because we don't want to lose a relationship. We don't want to do these things, but in reality, you got to protect yourself. You got to continue pushing forward, and that helps you strengthen your foundation, which is your core. And again, that'll help just weed out some of the people that shouldn't even be in your life. So
anybody that's here from Philly and it was born in the 80s, you should have that in your DNA and in your veins. Because Mott knows I was the quickest one to say, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah,
nope,
right.
not doing it. Quit. Like, people used to always ask, they used to be like, damn, you used to always, the Yui Stay Busy hashtag is based in no.
Yeah.
It's based in me being like, I'm going to continue. I am not going to just stay. I've never worked for corporate. I am still an independent. So,
Right.
and that's why I fuck with all the people that are in my peer group that I say that are the flowers in the industry, because they are also independents. They might be working within different systems, but they are very much individuals within those spaces. And I love that. I love that. It's why when we go into these spaces, we take them over, because we're not a part of the system.
Yes. Yes. You know what's so funny. I don't know if you remember. I don't even know if you even know this. Remember this? I hit you up because this was like years ago when I was in a rap group. I was like, man, this guy Yui, I gotta see, I gotta get him to put me on. So I hit you up on Facebook. I was like, hey, what's going on? Boom, boom, boom. Up and coming. Just want to know, what is it?
Shit, what did I say?
You left it on red. Yui stayed busy. I was like, oh. But the good part about I was left on red by Yui stayed busy. But
I'm thinking he about to be like, yo, you said this quote that stuck with me.
Put me up.
He said, no, nigga, you ignored it.
I was like, but
I hope. You know what? You know what's funny? Because me and Mott used to have this conversation. We used to have this conversation, and I know Mott remembers these conversations, but we used to always talk about how some people used to feel like you have to work with me.
Yeah,
exactly. And you used to have to find this balance of who you work with, being strategic of who you work with, who you don't work. Because I even think back to it, the first time Mott came to me, I was like, no. Like,
he said no. That's what gave me the.
But I think it wasn't like a negative no. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of us need to understand as creatives, that no's aren't. I used to always say, a no is only a yes to another way.
There it is. There we go.
It's that simple.
That's facts.
I'm never going to let your no stop. Like, it's not going to stop. Like, come on.
Exactly. You got to be okay. People got to be okay with no's, because not everybody's going to say yes. And sometimes a no can be a not right now. Like, you're not on the radar now. Like, a no, like, it doesn't mean it's a definite. It just means that opportunity or that situation isn't for you. And a lot of times people, when they're not working within themselves, they take that as such a hit in their self-confidence, and it can, some people may see it as a gravestone instead of a stepping stone. So obviously I saw that.
Yeah, my mentor, because my mentor Taib, I mean, definitely shit on me the first time. First time I met.
Shout out to Taib, man.
Get the fuck out of here. No, you ain't gonna get out of my office. The hell you think this is?
But see, even with that, right? Yusuf introduced me to Taib Smith. A lot of folks don't know who Taib is, man, but he's a legend.
OG, man, legend.
He's just a quiet assassin, man. Like,
seriously,
he's just that guy.
Talking about changing laws. He one of them type of dudes that be changing laws. Like, he one of them type of guys. You know what I'm saying? And taught us about that. Like, taught us about. He put me on to what was really going on in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying, and what was really going on in the industry, and gave me all this shit you see with Ticketmaster and live, these different companies and stuff. 10 years ago was talking to me about those things, telling me those things, putting us on to that, just giving us game.
Yeah, fact.
Just giving us free game. So as we talk about self-care and mental health, a lot of it, and I see a lot of these conversations now, man. I see it with my generation, and I think it was a lot of generations before us, but we have to carry the pride of being Black American Africans with, like, sorry, as my son runs into the room.
It's okay. It's okay.
You don't get people like myself and Sorry,
It's
y'all. Yes,
okay.
I'm in
It's
here.
Pop,
Yes, I'm in the
Papa
car. You want to
Yui.
say hi?
What's up, little man? What's up, little man? How you doing?
Say hi. This is the next generation of curator right here. He's gonna be throwing
Hey,
events in preschool. He's gonna be throwing concerts,
I know that's
first
right.
grade.
That's what's up. Your daddy's a superhero.
sure.
But
So
what I
that
was saying was that you don't get us without the special mixes that we come from, without the lineage that we come from, without the special blackness that we come from. You know what I'm saying? And like, without the hip hop that we are. Like, I don't think people really understand. Yo, I was born on 55th and Chester Avenue.
Oh, West.
Mm.
The life I have there's palm trees on my lawn that I hug. My neighbors probably think that I'm weird, that I go out there and I just be hugging the fucking trees. But I don't think they understand. I grew up in 55th and Chester, and hip hop music literally took me out of, like, it's only turning 50 years old this year. And I
Crazy.
look at the Puffs, I look at the Master P's, I look at all these people that we thought at the time were, the pinnacle, but you look at where a lot of these guys are now, and now we're really realizing what this industry did to a lot of our legends.
Yeah.
That changed history, changed the history of music.
Wow.
I want to make sure that as I watch that enough of the folks that are in our realm that like we take this shit to the next level. And I just think we have to realize what we come from and have real pride in that. I love our language. It's our language. It's ours. A black person from St. Louis can talk to a black person from Philly and understand each other perfectly.
Absolutely.
That's the reason why our music is the way it is. That's the reason why our music goes around the world. Our language in itself is bilingual. People who don't even speak English can speak our language.
Crazy. Know every word of a song.
That's facts. It's that energy. It's that, something about us that other people want to, either emulate or they just want to be a part of. So it's some people forget that it is a superpower, and and we come from just, I mean, we all come from that royalty, and I think a lot of times from just society itself, makes us try to forget that. But I think people like ourselves, we need to continue to remind other fellow Black people that ceilings are just a figment of our imagination. I tell people, like, I never went to med school, but I own a medical practice I employed 3 doctors now, 3 nurse practitioners, and I service thousands and thousands of individuals.
Where did you say you were starting at? Hip hop. See, you smack a nigga on the Oscar stage, they forget where you started. Hip hop.
That way, yeah.
Yeah.
That's facts. That's fact. But in actually, in reality to that, I treat my practice like a label. In reality, so like even with like therapists that want to work with my practice, I give them my opportunity. I'm like, either you can come on board fully and then I'll take care of everything, or you could do your own thing. We do a little distribution deal. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do to start your situation up. I'll take a percentage off, but it'll be your own thing. I'll just be the person in the background. And then that's, you know what I mean?
Mont is doing what he's doing now, what he was already doing in his past life. He was the first indie artist that I met. They had their own. I still have the crew necks. I still have the tank tops. My man had his own merch. He had a network of people that he would create relationships with in the city that he would have and kind of position himself in different places. They were their own agent, their own manager. They were already going on tours to different cities around them. They were throwing their own shows. Each member of the group had to sell a certain amount of tickets. If y'all all sell 10 tickets, that's 60 people in the room.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was the first that had a videographer on the team, a photographer on the team, assistants, graphic designer, band, merch booth. I'm like, what? Hip hop.
Do it.
That's a
Trendsetter.
business. Hip
Hip hop.
hop.
But yo,
I-
the ill part about it is the Broccoli got me to Columbia Records, bro.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. What? Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Everything I learned
Mm.
that time, it prepared me for every moment, bro. How to handle an artist on stage, how to break the money at the door. Yusuf really put me in that space. That's why I always say he's a part of my whole success in this. If it wasn't for those life lessons in the beginning, I wouldn't know what to do. So a lot of that shit stems from Yusuf, the Blockley, the TLA, the old Spaghetti Warehouse. Just I don't even remember all the things we did, but we done a ton of shit, bro.
You did a lot.
We did a lot.
We did a lot.
And it was like a 5-year run.
Yeah.
That's a run right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, 5
That
years.
prepared me for everything, bro.
And I tell a lot of people another thing is like, you know, there's a part of me that wishes that we there was no way for us to know then, but I like the fact that if either one of us, I know for a fact that if I become a multimillionaire, if Mont becomes a multimillionaire, I know that phone call is coming. Hey yo, you want to open up a venue back in Philly?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey yo, you want to?
Absolutely.
Yo, you want to? We probably don't even need to get to the million, but I know that at a certain point, either Chill or Bino or Sue or Mont or Bill or Nehemiah for, I mean, whoa, Neo DeViso, whoa, out of here. I mean, this man is a tycoon now. You know what I'm saying? And it comes to event spaces. Who knows what that conversation is between a Nehemiah and a Yusuf and whoever else, and we get a venue and we can bring that feeling back. I always just think about, you know, you don't know ownership until you've dealt with enough of them. Yeah. And I'm just excited for the next 10 years. Like that's what I'm thinking about now. Like I'm thinking about, you know, I'm finally at a place where I want to give this knowledge away. Like I want to package this shit up and I literally want to give it to people where you purchase this or you do this. Like it's the same way when I used to sell tickets. It was like I wanted to sell tickets for people to have a musical experience. You know, I use the term spreading joy. It never left me that I was spreading joy for my people. That for the time that they were not in the hood, that we was really keeping people alive. The shows that we was doing at the piano bar, yo, we was keeping niggas like alive. Like talk about that on your mental, like where certain people that, you know, that unfortunately, like, you know what I'm saying, they didn't make it. Like they would be at a showcase one week and then the next week they was, you know what I mean? That was just a part of it.
I always think about what if we didn't have it though. It would have been
very different.
Very
different.
That kept us together.
It did.
Like that piano bar, the block, that kept us
the TLA.
together.
The TLA has never been how we had the TLA.
Nah.
How we had the Trocadero.
The Trot.
Yeah. The Trot, yes.
Like,
man, yeah.
Yeah. How we had the Arts Garage.
The Art Garage. Damn.
Oh man.
Fluid, you know what I'm saying?
Fluid,
Walnut Room. I mean, you know,
all those places closed down. That's
Union Transfer.
That's what it is. Like you said, Spaghetti Warehouse.
Union Transfer. It was we had a lot of spaces, man. And I think, you know, every time I go home to Philly, you know, when I go and I see the usuals and I check on the folks, you know what I'm saying? You know, even Silk City Diner, we had Silk City Diner popping crazy.
Yeah.
Just a lot of spaces. And I just hope, you know, I'm happy that there are folks there, that there's even new folks there, you know what I mean, that are taking it to another level and doing an amazing work of just keeping our people safe and bringing joy. You're not just throwing a party. You're not just throwing an event. It was the black one. It was the, you know, the Black is Beautiful galas. It's me putting together a bus trip to take a bunch of artists down to Atlanta for A3C.
Yeah.
You know,
wow.
this is that's when I say I want to create a course, it's I really want people to understand you are spreading joy. This is mental health work that you're doing through an event.
That's right.
And when you're ready, let me know. I got the whole setup for you.
Oh wow, that's a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
That's a blessing, bro. Yeah, I actually have a meeting. So someone's flying in this week because she does these, you know what I'm saying? And she's actually helping me like structure the whole thing.
Are you good?
And
Me, it's easy.
because I didn't know. You don't, it's similar to the question he asked, you don't know how other people view you. Yeah. Man, I tweeted that shit out. People blew my DMs up. When you create that course,
yeah.
And people were telling me it better not be less than 1,500. It better not be less than 5. I'm like, yo, okay. I'm like, you sure? Like, they're literally telling me, like, no, you're gonna change lives with this motherfucker. Like, people need to know what you did during that time in Philadelphia. If you can package that up and have it where somebody else can do that, it would be out of control.
Absolutely.
And I want to give it all away. You know what I'm saying? And I want to just continue to grow. Like I said, I'm in this movie space now. This is a whole new realm, a whole new playing field where I'm talking to, execs and houses. And the one, you want to talk about the synergy of Philadelphia. I work with Kevin Hart and talk to his people more now than I ever did in ever.
Wow.
And
how does that even feel? It's just like, man, like you're sitting in the rooms with these individuals. Like, do you ever, like I said, do you ever take a moment and just, just breathe and just be like, man, this is where I'm at?
Man, I've had a lot of those moments, man. I've had a lot of those moments.
You can never undermine those moments.
There was I think me and you even talked about this where I said, one day, and I said this, I do want to start. I think this whole idea of having podcasts and music shows, right, is cool, right? And I think a lot of people having it. I think it's great that, our people now have these voices to be able to kind of create their own spaces. It's existed before. There was a whole internet radio wave where everybody had an internet radio show.
Oh yeah.
This isn't the first time that people have found a medium to be able to wow. Damn, Ambush, you remember those. I used to do sessions in West Philly teaching people how to do events.
Wow. Really?
Damn, man, I was brought a tear to my eye with that one, man. Everything just flashed back to me. Those were yeah, I used to do sessions. One time it was a blizzard and like 150 people showed up.
That should just show you. That should just show you just the value of your knowledge.
Yeah. That was crazy. But I wanted to that just threw me off, man. I don't even remember what I was saying. But I was saying that it does hit me sometimes where I think about, just the spaces I was been in. And I was saying I want to do a music show because I think I want to do something where I talk about all of these crazy, wild, very interesting music experiences that I've had. And I also just don't feel like we're talking about music enough. I feel like we talk about everything. Like, I met Mont through music. He was a musician. He wasn't just any old MC. And we talked about that, though. We talked about what the songs meant to him. We talked about the first shows he did. We talked about, that first experience with the janky promoter. You know what I'm saying? We talked about those things. And I don't think we are doing that enough. Yeah. I would rather talk to Columbia's whole roster about that. I want people to I want the label to be able to use the conversation that I have with an artist to learn and know more about what that artist wants to do. To be able to come out with a whole marketing plan just based off of that artist having the one-on-one conversation with me. Because we're not just talking about who you subtweeted or who has beef with you back. I don't give a fuck about that. I want to talk to you about the music.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I want to do. I want to take all these wisdoms and the things that I've learned about, and I just want to, I want to have those conversations, so I'm working on that too. That's like one of my passions. I have a million passions, but that's one of my passions is figuring out a way to bottle that energy up and help, the next that are coming.
Yeah, brother. So I know we're on our time right
My
now
bad for
because
keeping you guys for so long.
oh no, bro, listen, you know what we could we could talk for hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm always about that, man. Just because that chemistry's in here, man, and like, well, you definitely want to, again, I want to reiterate just the importance of having this conversation. People even knowing who you are and what you've done and accomplished. I think as we end this year, I think you were the best person to end the year off of our show, because you know you are the reason why we talk about the industry anxieties, because you've been in the background. There's this, and you were able to create these things and make again make something out of just a thought. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So one, I just appreciate you, brother, and you already know that. And, you already know I appreciate you.
No, and I
So
appreciate everyone who tuned in
mhm,
and was
mhm,
listening to this conversation, and
mhm,
I'm thankful for
mhm,
this. I haven't
mhm.
done these type of conversations in a while. I
Yeah,
think the reality of like I said, what the pandemic did to a lot of us, I think it changed a lot of us. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm I, I'm just now getting back to myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now getting
Mhm,
to a space where, mentally and emotionally, even just as becoming a new parent, a lot of
mhm,
these things that we deal with and that we go
mhm.
through in life, they really are, lessons.
Yeah,
And they really are blessings.
absolutely.
And I promise that, you know, when I put up that post, I've been putting up for the last 14 years. If you're up, you're blessed. You
Mhm.
know, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the reason why I have that's my self-care every day,
yeah.
is to remind myself is that if you are here, it is a blessing. And
Mhm.
when you complain, you disregard your blessings.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
you know,
Mhm.
let's continue
As
to get them blessings.
That's facts. As we get into the new year, I have a phrase that I tell everybody, and that phrase is tabula rasa,
You know, I love
right?
that phrase. Love that phrase.
Yeah. So those who don't know tabula rasa, that's Latin for blank slate. Clean slate, starting fresh, starting anew, not allowing your old experiences to stop you from obtaining new ones. So as we get into this new year, I just encourage everyone to have that mindset so you can be able to grasp as many opportunities as possible and not allow these things in the past to have any self-doubt. As both of you guys have really shown, that's self-doubt, self-doubt is not even a factor, and there's no ceiling to where you guys are going. And I tell them about this all the time. Like every Tuesday, this is my self-care. I always enjoy these
Beautiful.
conversations because it allows me to be able to not be, not fully be in a therapist hat, but be able to kind of
Yeah.
talk and just
Yeah.
process. So I
I,
appreciate that.
I want to leave with one last gem. It's a,
Absolutely. Hmm.
in my true father style, right? The mathematician, right? This dude, all he used to do is give homework. But I
Hmm.
ask this for however many people that are in this room. Do yourself a favor. Go through your phone, in this next week or so. Open up an Excel sheet, write down their name, what they do, and where you know them from. Write down your network. Create your network. Take that, take that, and you'll realize how many people that you know, how many people that you've met in your journey. And you take that and you compare that to your list of goals, and I promise you, you're going to see a whole new set of points being put on the board next year. And that's something I just want us to do more. We have to document these networks. We're not on social media for nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're not meeting the folks and connecting with these folks. A follower is not as important as, a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these can become a relationship. So just don't be afraid to shoot that relationship shot. As you even heard on this today, like, no's can always turn into beautiful yeses. And look at the three of us now, on this look at where we are now having this conversation. So I appreciate y'all for having me. I thank y'all for even dealing with my tardiness and my son busting in on it. But I love y'all brothers. Y'all mean a lot to
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying?
Me too,
And
brother.
and and that's another thing. Mon is one of the first guys, during that time, we 25, 26, 27, we used to end every conversation with "I love you." I love you,
Mm,
bro.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you, bro. Like, it's all like we still do. We still
Yep.
now when we talk, we might not
Yep.
talk for 6 months. We have a conversation with each other. Yo, I love you, bro. We give each other a hug. It's natural for us to remind each other that we have that real love and fondness for each other. So I say that to everybody, like, tell your friends you love them, you know what I'm saying, when you see them, you know what I mean? Like, tell them that, like, remind them, you know, any chance you get to let them know that you really love them, because, you know, you would rather that be the last thing you remember saying to them, you know what I'm saying, is that you love them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's important.
Wow,
so I love you,
man.
for real.
Love you
Love
more.
you too, brother. Love you too, brother. Listen, is there anything you want to leave with you know, the viewers, the listeners, and
Yeah.
just, you know, just the group?
I'm gonna go off what Yusuf was saying initially. I think 2023, everybody needs to turn their contacts to the contracts.
I love that. Oof.
Yeah.
Contracts and contacts into contracts.
Mm.
Yo, I'm definitely seeing 2023 being, you know, an amazing year. You know what I mean? I know people talk about it like, yeah, 2023 is going to be my year. No, but in reality, I can really sense that, man. You know, so you guys actually motivate me as well. You know, so you know, so I know sometimes people think the therapists are the ones that just motivate everyone, but I get it back as well by watching you guys and your movement. So, you know, I appreciate you guys. Just continue with the hard work, and I appreciate everyone that's even listening and that's been tuning in. Next year we got some heavy hitters next year, and just even from this situation, from where we started, we started this from just, you know, a
Yeah.
conversation from when we did a situation with Snipes, and just that chemistry was there, and you know, I appreciate just the conversations. And then he was like, yo, we gotta keep doing this. I was like, say no more. And
Y'all
just
please let me know when y'all want to turn this into a live event.
listen.
So
Yeah,
when
let's
y'all
do
want
it.
to do that, when y'all want to start turning these, I just saw a tweet today. They said we need more. We have enough podcasts that's talking about relationships and all that other shit. We need people talking about self-care, self-treatment, getting how to get your hair done, how to make sure your skin is good. This is what we need to be talking to our young men about. We need to be talking to them
Facts.
about like relationships from the perspective of like responsibility. We need to be talking to them about, you know what I mean, like being purposeful with the way you move and your intentions. Like none of this fake machismo tough bullshit. Like
Yeah.
we need more of those conversations. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And so when
facts.
y'all are ready to do the live event version, y'all know I'm down.
Bro, you already know. It's already
I'll
happening.
put my little production pieces on it. Y'all know I'm down. Y'all let me know. We can get the Electric Factory tomorrow. Y'all let me know. We can get the TLA tomorrow. Y'all let me know when y'all ready.
Listen. My guy status in the comments right now. The wheels are turning
We can
already.
get union transfer. We can make this shit. You know what I'm saying? For Black History Month, we can make this a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Really have a day of conversations,
Absolutely.
bringing people in, having it for young people to be able to have these, and creatives to be able to hear these type of conversations. So
Right.
I'm always down to invest in stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like this is an activation. That's what this is. And y'all know that's how I think. You know what I mean?
2020
Absolutely.
done. Let's put it together.
Yeah,
y'all let me know
happening.
I'm down.
It's already happening. So there you go, guys. Listen,
Oh yeah.
2022.
Love y'all, man.
Listen, 2023. Love you guys. See you guys in the new year. I want everybody to make sure to invest in your mental wealth and protect your energy. See you guys.